Hello, Huntington. How's everybody doing this evening? It's a hot one today, wasn't it? Yeah. It was darn hot outside, man. The flies wouldn't even get in my truck. That's how hot it was. No, I had a good day at the range. I went shooting over there with his brothers. I had a really good time shooting. I must shot all afternoon until I got too hot. Bring me a jug of tea and run out of tea, and I had to come home. But the reason I'm making this video is real short. It reminds me of a story that I still go by today, and I still read about it today. And it's about this two sets of groups. One was the Israelites, and the other one was the Philippines. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. That's how I read it. And they had met each other at this place, and they had a guy named Goliath. And every day he'd come out and he'd challenge the Israelites to send out their champion, and whoever won that, then they would be the winner. Now the Philistines, they were called the pagans, which in other words, that's everybody knows what a pagan is if you don't look it up. But anyway, pagans believed in more than one god, and uh, all kind of bad behavior and everything. So on the other side, the Israelites were represented by David, uh, believed in the Lord, um, and represented what God and His principles were about. So every day, Goliath he'd come out there with all his armor and all of his vest and everything, armed up to the teeth, and all the Philistines behind him, and he was tall, big. He had a lot of power. He was strong as hell. He had a lot of power. And basically, he just was too big for a lot of people just to mess with. Well, he would come out there and he'd call every day for the night champion. Nobody'd show up. So Saul, he was scared. And he offered a reward for somebody to go out and fight Goliath. Nobody took it because he was so big, and everybody thought, they got a chance. And, the Philistines gonna take over, and they're gonna run the riots. Well, one day, old David, he was in there feeding his brothers and everything. He heard about this and heard about Saul, so he went and told Saul, "Yeah, I'll volunteer." So Saul said, "You know what? You can have my armor to go out and fight this cat." And he said, "No, you know what? I ain't gonna need all that. I ain't gonna need all that." So what he did was he picked up a staff and a slingshot. He went down to the brook down there and he gathered him up 5 stones. And he went out there that next day. Now you got to realize he was a little man, didn't have a lot of power, didn't have a lot of people backing him up. They kind of sent him out, on his own to hopefully get lucky, I guess. But he went out there and he just sat there and he told old Goliath, "You know what? The Lord today is not going to beat me. The Lord's not going to let me get beat today because He is my Lord, and I'm out to defeat thee in the name of the Lord, in the name of God." Goliath didn't really say nothing that I can reckon or I can remember reading, but anyway, he didn't have to because he's had all that power and all them Philistines and all that stuff he was believing in. What happened was that old David, he loaded that slingshot and he sipped that thing rock through the air and dropped him like a rock, like another rock. I don't know which one hit the ground faster, Pebble or Goliath. I don't know. I'm assuming it'd probably be the rock, but that's just food for thought. But um, now the rest of that story, they said that just for a symbol that David went over there and he messed up his head. That's what one thing one religion believes or whatever. Anyways, he did something to the head. I don't know. But that was a representation of the Lord won today, and that there was no being or no other religion better than being a Christian. So that was a symbol of we'll say good versus evil. Now, old David, when he finished fighting that fight, the Philistines, that's all they're fair. Well, if they can beat Goliath, then, he ain't going over. So they went on. Old David came back up there to the lines, and everybody's saying he's a hero and all that or whatever. And he goes, "No, I'm not a hero. I fought for the Lord. Told you I wasn't going to get beat because the Lord was with me." I said, "Yeah, but you went out and killed Goliath." He goes, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, I went out there and killed Goliath." He said, "But you know what? I could have used a little help." Now, moral story is that it don't matter how little you are, how big you are. Don't matter how much power, how much armor you got, how much um, whatever that it is that you need to be stronger than everybody else and wield that power over people because you're bigger, you got more money, got more friends. Well, you got to be mindful of yourself because you know what? There stands old David. Everywhere out there, there's little David. I think there's little David in all of us. So I went out there the other day and I was putting up a flag. I come across that and I thought about that and I started seeing some little rocks. My granddaughter was with me. I told her to pick up those rocks. She got me. I said, "No, just get 5." So she picked them up. We came in and come back time and I told her this story. And I told her, I said, "You know what? Showed her how to make a slingshot like they used to do in the old days." I said, "You know what? You remember, you got the Lord on your side, but never forget, you got them rocks." Ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of describes that story. I really like to hear that story. Preachers preaching now, man. I'm always paying attention. I ain't going to sleep then. But I'd always love that story, and it reminds me of right now my plight, what I'm going through. Um, and kind of like David, sure could use some help. But I think what it works is, you know, uh, basically is that I ain't doing this for myself. You know, I'm doing it for the city of Huntington because I don't like where it's going. But a lot of people say, "Well, you're kind of rambling." Well, let me get finished here. He says, "Well, see, we done run our run. We're done old. Uh, I don't hate to say that, ladies, but we all are all old. I ain't gonna ask how old you are, but we're all a little bit getting older up in the year. So we pretty much done run our run and sit back, enjoying the lake, and doing our golden years. We worked hard for it. So how we run our run? But let me ask you this: go talk to you guys. Go talk to them old people that came before you up the nursing home or somewhere where some people have kind of forgot about their elders and put them in a home. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that anybody that can go visit them, that would be nice visit. But just go back and ask them, you know what? And ask them about the best things that they've ever done. What they remember. Um, and I'll guarantee you about 90% of them, or 90%, I'll think maybe all. What I always tell you, their most important thing they did in life was the ones they left behind. I heard it said a long time ago about a bunch of older folks say, "You know what? I want y'all to have it better than I do." That's sometimes how a parent judges his life, how well he did for his kids. To have a place that's better than he did or she did. So that's what it's pretty much about. It's all these individuals that been here, that grew up here, come back and want to make it a town here. And is it better? No. Is what they got better? I don't know. That's a question for us all, I guess. Have we done everything we can to make this place, Huntington, a better place for our young ones to come back to? Or heck, maybe even visit. Or maybe start a family and raise our kids here. Have we done all we can do? No, we done all we can do to say, you know what, I had to go through this, it was worth the fight because the fact is, you know what, I knew I was right. And bottom line is, it's better for my kids. Now that's the whole moral of the story: is that standing up for what's right is one thing, but I have to agree with David that, you know what, the Lord was on our side. The Lord told him, you ain't gonna fail today. You ain't gonna get beat today when you volunteer to go fight. So I wonder, during all this, I wonder how many of you think of it this way, like, you know what, Lord ain't gonna let us fail, because you know what, he ain't gonna let us fail today. Lord ain't gonna let me fail today. No matter what I gotta go through, who I gotta fight, what I gotta stand up for what I believe is right. I believe in my religion. I believe in my family. I believe in whatever these people have done before me, and I appreciate what everybody has done they can to give me the opportunity to fight. A lot of fights ain't fought on no battlefield. They fight right here at home, making this world a better place for your kids and their own. Because they gonna have kids, pass it down, So remember that legacy that you're gonna leave, because things you do today is gonna reflect on you to your kids. They're going to get that from you. Being able to say one day, my dad or mom stood up for this, and guess what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stand for something. So Huntington, um, we've got many issues that we've got to face, and Lord knows we're not going to solve this overnight. But I hope and pray every night that, you know what, at least we've done something today that's making it better for these kids, making it better for them. I'm not talking about an Xbox. I'm not talking about whatever they stay on their cell phones or whatever the heck they do on there. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is a sense of pride for where you're at. And realize you wouldn't have them Xboxes and things if your daddy mama didn't work. Have a place here. But they can thrive if they want to. I want to see our kids come back and start a business. I want to see the kids come back and visit. I want the kids to come back and visit their grandparents or their parents, and I want them to be. This is where I grew up. Show them around the town. Have little stories about what happened here and what happened here, what happened on the lake. All this. Some things your mama don't want to hear, but that's what it's worth fighting for. I'm not quote David, I could use a little help, but that's okay, because you know what? Sometimes when you stand up and you fight, sometimes you look around, you're the only one in the fight. Never been there before when I was in combat, though, because every time I looked around, there was a bunch of guys willing to help. So this is what is new to me, and it's confusing to me, because no matter how hard the fight, no matter how hard the struggle, the fear, uh, the anger, um, I always could look over and say, you know what, somebody's on my side. Or at least I had another thing. It's like, you know what, I had people tell me, you know what, this ain't time to fight. See, you got to pick and choose your battles. I learned that. Now, I'm not the smartest in the world, but the fact of the matter is that I know that, you know what, you got to pick your fights. You don't go off half cocked and be stupid. Then you get shot. But the message is pretty clear today is that, remember about David and Goliath? Remember what the Lord had to say about that? Remember that thing that you say always in the back of your head? All I want to do in life is make this, if I make this place a better place for my kid, then I feel that I've done a good job. You don't need nobody to tell you that because you already know it's true. Because you know what? As a parent, it's something you're supposed to do. Anybody would do that for their loved one just to give them, just to give them an extra step. They don't really want to do whatever they want to do anyway. But the fact is, you got them an extra step and you prepared them for life. And you let them grow up in a place where they can actually look and see, be proud of, and say, you know what, this is what our city government did. This is what we changed it. It's how we changed it. This is what we did to make it better. Now you can carry now, Junior. Carry on. Like them dads always say, you know, you go to football games, you know, yep, that's my son. That's my son. Yep, could have been me, but that was my son. Yeah, that's my son. You know, Daddy's proud. I mean, I ain't saying about that. But you know, I get off track here. I just digress. But anyway, one day we were sitting around watching TV, and me and my dad was watching the Cowboys play, and we were sitting there, and everybody scored a touchdown. Hey, mom, you know, and say, hey, mom, what up? My daddy was standing there and said, how come one of the son of God don't say, hey, dad? I don't know. That's kind of out there in left field. I don't know. It come to me, man. I had to do it. So anyway, I don't want to end this on a serious tip. I want to let everybody know that Mr. Stewart called me and told me that I was okay. I could go back to the city hall meetings and go to city hall. And told me that I was allowed to go in there, but I couldn't say anything except during the presentation. I couldn't talk. So, but I got to figure, and I said, you know what? Okay, thumbs up. But I don't have to see that in paper on paper because just with my luck, and I'll show up at the city council meeting and I'll say, well, he said so, and then there goes his memory. No, I never said that. I ain't gonna go until I see something in writing, and when I do, I'm gonna carry that thing in my pocket everywhere I go. Because I get me for being on city property, and then there I go. Another way to send me a message. But I ain't biting no nothing. Not even gonna take a nibble. But that was been said, and that's what happened. I also want to know, and I'll make a statement today that I'm not going to use anybody else's facts or figures. I'm not going to. I don't need to. I've got all the proof. If you need to have any proof, any document, whatever that proves what I'm saying, you let me know, and I'll send it to you directly to your email. Because I ain't making this up. There's some serious questions that need to be answered here from the city. I mean, to us residents, we deserve that much. They could say anything about a person, whatever they want, but a person is entitled to the truth. How can we have a transparent government when they can't even tell us what's going on? I challenge city council. I, anybody in city council, our officials, I challenge them. Prove me wrong. God knows, I hope that I was wrong, but then I tell you honest truth, man. When I found stuff out, I just kept getting deeper and deeper. And I'm still going. It's not because I want to start a fight. It's not because the fact is that, you know what, I just want it to be right. The fact of the matter is that I can't believe when I'm finding out that this actually happens in our small town. Whether you believe it or not, this right here, my case, and things of this nature, they're going to set a precedent. It's like David and Goliath. If Goliath wins, then guess what? Then the Philistines take over or city council take over. No one's going to challenge him again. Saul wouldn't challenge him. He had a reward over somebody else doing it. Just going to send a message to Southeast Texas and all about it, to these small towns. You know what? It's just the way it is. Well, you got to live. Accept that. You got to figure that, you know what? I don't want Goliath to win. I don't want what he stands for. I definitely don't want to teach my kids that. And I want my kids to witness that. My kids are up and grown now, but if I was a parent right now, I got a granddaughter and I got some grandkids in there. I call them critters. I'd hope that my family or anybody's kids wouldn't have to come up and deal with what we've had to deal with. So this precedent's going to be set whether we like it or not. I mean, hell, they drew first blood. I guess they got me in a tight spot, but don't let my accent and don't let my grubby beard and don't let the fact that I wear a cowboy hat and wear my weapon out where everybody can see it. And I'm stupid because I graduated from the University of Afghanistan where I majored in not getting blown up and trying not to get shot at. I minored in no sleep. So believe me when I'm saying there's a method to this madness. So bring them on. It's already started even more. Now, cops are looking for me. They drop all by, man. I just tell when they out there, fine. I just say, hey, y'all, come on, I'll take you, all right. You know, I ain't breaking no law. But you know what, in Huntington, that's not. They can make up whatever they want to make up. I'm gonna send a definition out today. When I get done here, which I'm almost done. I'm gonna send out a message today of a definition of color of the law. Now, to that, when I first heard it, I was like, "What the heck is that?" You know, I thought that was like crossing a thin blue line or something, but no, it's not that. I'll send out a definition. You just look at it and see if you've seen this. If this is happening, I'm not going to phrase anymore what what I what I firmly believe. I'm just going to state facts, and that's it. And I'm offering my opinion. I'm not going to quote anybody. I'm not going to say anything that anybody else told me. I have been trying not to do that. I just thought that maybe somebody was actually helping me and giving me figures and facts that I didn't think of. So I guess I'll stick to the facts, the ones that I research and I can find out. Don't get me wrong, though. Everything that I posted is true. I mean, I've looked it up before I posted. Dang, I referenced it. I mean, I got at least 3 references that are credible. Sometimes I got 5. I'm like, I can't believe it. But anyway, um, remember old David and Goliath. Remember that story. Ask yourself a few questions. One should be like, you know what I hear in church all the time. I cannot be defeated as long as I'm with the Lord. A lot of people, that's easy to say, huh? But do you actually believe it? I guess the only time you'll actually know is whenever you actually put yourself to the test and say, I can't be defeated. People that are in city officials here that are putting me down, treating me like a peasant, or treating me like they have wear a crown, and taking out all of my rights. How long does it take for somebody to stand up for what's right? Because if what you say is true, and I believe, like David, with the Lord we can't be defeated. But just like David, I could use a little help. You guys be good. Shortest video ever made. You guys be good. Keep the powder dry. Keep the barrels clean. Just shoot straight. I guarantee. Steve, I'm out of here, guys.